This video is likely going to cause a lot of upset in the community. A lot of people are going to be shocked at this video, a lot of people are going to be in disbelief, and a lot of people are going to just say that we're flat out lying here. And that's completely fine. This video isn't an attempt to cancel anyone, nor is it an attempt to defame anyone. This is just an attempt to put facts and evidence on the table and let people form their own opinions. Since the subject matter of the video is known to lie, manipulate, and twist people's words to get people on his side, which is why we're going to present the cold, unbiased evidence so that the community can form their own opinions on this situation.
Though he isn't anything definitive by any means, what Clay did to somebody who wishes to remain unnamed needs to be talked about. This is nothing more than Nova and I showing the community what this guy and his supporters have done. This is ClayRanger143. Let's talk about it. We started out the investigation with nothing more than a hunch, and we ended up getting this sort of snowball effect, so to speak. We had a pretty big amount of proof, if you want to call it such. I really don't care if you don't, to essentially pull a card that felt right doing, but it was equally as dreadful and time-consuming. We tried talking to radio about it. No sugarcoating and no lying as far as I'm aware. When she still sided for Clay, she stated, and I'm very much watering this down, please keep in mind that this was in the conference channel in her server after we talked to her about it in May. Something along the lines of, I just know he wouldn't do that, he's my friend. During the interrogation, we pointed out that the aforementioned person who wishes to remain anonymous, who we will call X, gave Clay some very suspicious roles in the server they owned, mainly Daddy. In response to this, she gave a very simple SMHX. Not very professional or anything like the sorts given the circumstances, radio. I'd also like to say, after Clay was essentially exposed within the conference channel saying the hard R, it was mentioned that the channel should be deleted. It took around 24 hours for it to be deleted, which in those 24 hours we essentially went over the entire erotic roleplay thing with Clay, and which I feel I should bring up Norcar, but we'll get into that later on. It was only after the entire discussion, if you want to call it that, it was mutually agreed upon to be over. She deleted it, basically wiping any proof that it happened. While we did manage to take nearly 130 screenshots, when someone else who doesn't wish to be mentioned by name, also known as Y, pinged radio in her mod chat and asked why she quite literally made a copy of the conference channel and deleted the original, radio tried saying that Y said the channel should be deleted after the N-word discussion. What I have wrong with this is that she let an entire discussion happen and then deleted the channel. Though yes, Y did say after it was over, I'm pretty damn sure that they meant the hard R bullshit, not the entire discussion. She effectively got rid of valuable evidence and pitted the blame on someone else. This is quite literally known as playing dumb. I'm not sure why she waited for Clay to see the Google Doc that was made for the mod team to see, which sparked a long-ass discussion. It is seriously giving me gaslighting vibes, which, by the Newport Institute, is defined as, and I quote, a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. It sounds really close to what I'm talking about given the context. Radio is known for having this really toxic trait of kind of having a passive-aggressive tone when she's mad, I guess. I can't really explain it for myself, but I'm hoping the screenshots I'm showing on screen are somewhat giving you an idea on it. That's really all I have to say about that, but I still do have one more thing to say. When Nova asked for the mod team to, get rid of Clay after the hard R shit happened, they quite literally said, well, we aren't gonna ban him for that since it was an incident from 2 years ago. Last I checked, Nova saying the N-word was also a year ago, but radio still has something against him saying it when Forsaken and I can throw around cracker like a prostitute in Chicago. It really makes you think about whether or not there's an ulterior motive here. Alright, I'm done with this part.
Adding on to what was said earlier for a second, when Radio was confronted with another situation regarding X, where Clay had engaged in erotic roleplay with X, she simply responded with, "I heard he did that once, but not anymore. He's learned from it and doesn't bother with it." Now mind you, X was 16 at the time of this and Clay was 19. That's a 3-year age difference. While we will try our best to keep the identity of X as anonymous as possible, as per their request, it must be stated that X's age of consent is 18. Like the state that they live in, their age of consent is 18. After pointing this out, Radio continued to defend Clay by, I don't want to sound bad faith here, and I don't want to insert too much opinion or bias, but it really did seem, to me at least, that Radio was deflecting our points by saying that X tends to be overly sexual and horny a lot of the time. So Clay couldn't really be faulted with the daddy role stuff or the erotic roleplay. When I said that Clay could have easily just asked X to remove the roles and stop with the daddy stuff, Radio responded by saying he isn't active in a lot of the servers where that happens between him and X. Now, this might just be me, but if a minor were calling me daddy and acting horny around me, I'd shut that down immediately, no matter how inactive in that server was. It's incredibly irresponsible for Clay to be, allowing a minor to talk to them in a sexual manner and, get that impression in people's heads that, oh, Clay is okay with this and likes this.
I'm just gonna go over, in my eyes, Clay just absolutely refusing to take much of this seriously, as well as being immature about the entire discussion in general. In the original interrogation with him, he had a tornado warning. For some reason, in his mind, having your career seriously threatened is way less important than some tornado warning nearly hundreds of miles away. His immaturity was also shown when he not only said that we were saying that he was a complete pedophile to his friends, resulting in Lunar, otherwise known as Kit or Beamy, blocking 2 people who wished to remain anonymous who aided in the investigation, but were friends with them. I'm referring to Kit here. But also deciding to make a joke while his career from his eyes was on the brink. This was caused not directly nor with the intent for it to happen by Nova when he decided to put a skull emoji in a text he sent. This was followed by Clay saying, "He forgore," skull emoji. Not once, but twice. It just shows that this guy is either trying to be friendly or just not being serious with the entire thing in general. This was proved when he brought in Norcar for seemingly no reason at all, because I was, by Norcar in Clay's claims, given the conference role by Nova, which Nova never had the moderation role. That makes him able to give me the role. I don't know who gave me the role, but thanks to whoever it was, it devolved into a terrible situation and I slept like a fucking baby that night due to how tired I was from it.
So now that that whole situation has been talked about, we can kind of get into the meat, I guess, of the situation, if you want to call it that. So, you know how I said that X and Clay had erotic roleplay with each other earlier that Radio defended? Something that makes this situation even more egregious is the fact that Clay, after we confronted him on this and he confessed to it, said that he roleplayed with X out of spite. As shown in the screenshots and as said by Clay himself, what he meant by erotically roleplaying out of spite is roleplaying to get X off his back, which makes the situation magnitudes levels of worse, since this would imply that Clay knew the roleplay was wrong but still did it just because he wanted X to back off, which, in my opinion, this is just me, there were so many better ways of doing that than, feeding into the roleplay and accidentally doing something illegal, such as blocking, muting the DMs, having a sit down talk with X and explaining how these actions are not okay, that you're not going to roleplay with X, and make it clear that you don't want that. But sadly, that isn't what happened, and that's why we're here today. So a few months after this confrontation, me and a few others on the team, such as Serryn, decided that we would let the case, die out for a while since we needed more substantial evidence. But a few months later, we decided that, the confession to the erotic roleplay was kind of damning evidence by itself. So we decided, why not go to Radio's moderation team and confront them with this evidence and some extra evidence of another situation where Clay engaged in questionable activity with minors. And when we did that, Radio's moderation team kind of only focused on the second situation instead of the erotic roleplay, which, this is just my opinion. That shows a lot of incompetence, especially since we also admitted that there's way more substantial evidence and way more damning evidence in the X situation rather than the other unnamed situation.
This segment of the video was originally going to be dedicated to the statements about us, but Clay recently made a stream essentially making this public before we could ourselves.
Defend myself for this.
You never did.
Like, for real. I cannot describe this enough.
You made it serious yourself.
Basically being accused of being a fucking groomer and a pedophile.
No, you aren't. We never called you one.
By a big hater of mine.
Just say his fucking channel name, holy shit.
And his accusations are literally based upon assumption after assumption.
No, they aren't.
I have proof.
You said that during the conference channel and never showed it.
Like, physical proof that I am not what he says I am.
You don't.
I can already tell you guys that this is not true.
You say that to a bunch of impressionable kids.
Do not go after this person, okay? That would just make the situation a lot more worse.
You made it worse.
I'm trying to handle this situation logically.
Lying's not logical.
The right to know what is going on, and I feel
using our own logic against us. Textbook manipulation.
Groomer. I am not that whatsoever.
Never said you were.
And I got actual grooming victims defending me.
One. You have one grooming victim defending you over a claim we never made.
I am not what Nova claims. And I have the proof right in front of my eyes.
They get to see it, but we don't. Nice.
To be the most bullshit thing I've ever been a part of.
Instead of accused of, you say a part of. Take it as you will.
No. Not real Supernova EAS. Not him or them. It's another Nova. It's the last Supernova.
Literally say his channel name. It's not that hard.
They're based on assumptions.
Same thing said squared.
Make me that type of person, because I'm not.
We never said you were. We said it was borderline.
Which were not even victims to begin with.
Never said they were.
The heart to do this. And I never would.
You still ERP'd with a minor.
Built up so much to get to this point with my reputation that I have right now.
Instead of saying, why would somebody even do this, you talk about your reputation.
That didn't even occur.
The ERP very much did occur.
To the point where it's like taken out of context. And I already bet you that he's probably going to make a stupid video about me in the next few minutes.
We said we would, and you said you were fine with it.
In advance, just to get this out of the way.
You struck first, but we're going to deal with the final.
Because this is getting out of hand.
You made it out of hand.
Towards people in my server and in private group chats, which should have been kept private from the get-go.
Being private does not mean anything. Grooming itself commonly happens in private. Not saying that you were, it's nothing more than a comparison.
Them. Because that's how I am. I joke a lot.
Everyone jokes a lot.
Yika1, whoever that was.
You don't even know who that is. Just shows you how much you care.
Just how I am. I'm not a fucking freak for that.
Very much are a freak for that.
Did Frank already do it? Because I think I see a link in there. There's your proof right there that they defended me.
Yes, Makoto did defend you. That does not absolve you from the fact that you erotically roleplayed with a minor.
Most stupidest thing that I have ever been a part of.
My tweet had 21 likes. All your goons and defenders say that nobody in the community likes me. So why would you make this situation bigger if it was so stupid?
As I said, don't harass them. Just don't harass them.
Maybe address that at the start of the video, not after you've shifted the narrative to make everyone hate us.
Coming after me on Twitter. They've been coming after me on my YouTube videos where I had to filter out the comments.
Okay, you're just lying. I never commented on a single one of your videos regarding this situation. I have no clue if my fans did, and I already apologize for that if they did. Maybe provide evidence instead of doing a high emotion stream.
Who I am. Also, I don't know about perfect. I'm beyond perfect. Like, I know I've made some mistakes, but it was nowhere near pedophilic.
Nowhere near pedophilic, huh? So having erotic roleplay with a 16-year-old who lives in a state where the AOC is 18 isn't pedophilic?
Not in the slightest. Because if they were, I would have been exposed years before.
You and X are best friends. Of course he wouldn't try to expose you. He doesn't even recognize that what happened is wrong.
Yes, they did. They called me all of that.
No, he did. Weird, groomer-like, and pedophile. We're trying to get you off the platform because you're a threat to your fan base. I won't hide it. I do hate you. I hate you because from the first time we've ever met, from when I joined the community, you've had your people harass me and attack me whenever I didn't do exactly what you wanted. You also said racial slurs and had your fans destroy my evidence, and then you go on to have ERP with minors? We hate you because you're not a good person. That's it.
Over something that didn't even happen.
Over something that didn't even happen. Didn't Frank link the doc where they defended me? Bit of a contradiction, don't you think, Clay?
Yeah, I know I look odd sometimes. I know I do. And I realize that, which is why I stopped making those kind of jokes in my server like that. Because I realized how out of context it would have been taken.
Because you realize how out of context it would be taken, huh? Not because it was wrong to ERP with minors and make sex jokes with them. No. You did it to save your ass, huh? Also know how he says, in my server. This is especially hilarious when he says that he would only stop the jokes until they become 18.
The joke that is being talked about right now was made in fucking 2020. It wasn't even that recent.
This isn't true. The joke was back in 2020. Yes, but they were 15 at the time and you were 18. You also continued these jokes until up around early 2022.
Shouldn't have done that, but it didn't even go the sexual route.
It didn't even go the sexual route. That isn't what you said. That is not what you said. Even if that's true. 1, show evidence. 2, a 19-year-old role-playing having a romantic relationship and kissing a 16-year-old is still very weird and illegal. Refer to that justice.gov link we sent you.
The stuff, which it wasn't even ERP, to be honest. Mislabeled the hell out of it because I had no idea what the context of it was.
I don't know the context of it because I don't do it. Nigga, what? You know that sex involves the male's genitals and the female's genitals, or the other male's genitals if you swing that way, as seen by your sexual jokes. How do you presume that kissing is sexual? Really makes you think about whether or not it was actually just kissing. Oh wait, it wasn't like you said.
Really, the only thing that happened was fucking kissing as furry characters, not like actually us, like humans. And the age gap, when I was 19, it was literally 2 to 3 years.
So much to go over in so little time. It was just kissing. Not what you said, and show evidence. We've shown evidence and you haven't shown a single screenshot. It didn't even go as far as you might think. Since people get analogies confused with actual threats, I'm going to make this clear. We're not going to sue Clay, but put this image in your head. If Clay said to a judge that he did ERP with a 16-year-old, then he apologized because it got sexual, but later said to the judge that it was just kissing, do you think the judge would change the verdict? No, they just declare Clay's story unreliable and ask for actual evidence, which Clay hasn't provided and won't provide for the rest of the stream. It was a 2 to 3 year age difference. If you and X were both adults or both minors, yeah, this would be a valid point. But the fact that you're an adult and they weren't doesn't make this point valid at all.
Mine. I've known this person for 3 years now.
That's literally why they defend you. Ha.
They literally stood up for me, saying that I'm not what they think that I am.
That's not what happened when we asked them. Yes, they stood up for you, but they provided zero evidence to disprove our claims. They only said that they weren't a victim and that Clay wasn't what we think, and they don't want to be involved. Does that sound very definitive to you?
Is like furry OCs or something, and that was it. I say or something because I don't even remember what our sonas looked like in DMs, to be honest.
Laughing over the fact that you don't remember the furry OC you used to have ERP with a minor. Clay is sure taking this situation very seriously.
I'm laughing about it because it's like so messed up to even assume something like that.
So you laugh at messed up shit. Oh, that explains why you were laughing at the fact that your fans doxed me and sent me porn.
100% innocent. They backed me up. Other people are backing me up on this, obviously.
Last time I'll say this. Show evidence that proves we're wrong. Eyewitnesses by themselves don't provide enough substantial evidence. My friend, who I won't name since your goons have already DDoSed him, was a witness to the DMs between you and X, but he said that his evidence got lost when he got locked out of his main account, so he never levied the allegations he made against you publicly.
Considering how it will just give them more attention, but
it'll give them attention. Nigga, what? We literally knew from the start that these allegations would likely sink our channel because of who you are and how serious the allegations were. We aren't doing this for clout. The fact that your fans have doxed me and DDoS my friends, if we still continue to push these allegations and make this video, is proof of this. Your goon literally tried to gaslight me by saying the community hated me when this matter was still private. Why would I try to get clout from a community who hates me?
I am not a fucking pedo.
Never said you were.
Already ruining my mental health.
My mental health. You never cared about our mental health when you harassed me back in 2020, and now we're sending your fans to destroy my evidence and harass me. You don't give a fuck about your mental state, Clay.
I promised myself before I went live that I would not break down on a live stream, and yet here I am.
He's crying. He's crying when my claims are so disprovable. Oh, man. I'd love to see this nigga grow up with some melanin in his skin. That'll give him some life experiences to actually cry about.
Opportunity to do radio reviews with them when season 13 came out just yesterday during all these accusations.
Nobody cares about your radio reviews, bro. Stay on topic.
My name. That is all I'm doing. He's already got his own group of goons coming after me on Twitter.
I ratioed you? That's not sending goons after you. That's just getting more likes on a post than you. If you have evidence of my fans harassing you, why don't you send that over to me? Even though I already apologized, I'll make sure to block and report those people and ban them from everything I'm in. But he never actually does that throughout this entire stream, so moot point.
He doesn't even have any evidence, because there is none. There was no evidence from the get-go. Not.
This video says otherwise.
Like, do you really have nothing better to do in your life than to fucking accuse me of such heinous things that I would never fucking do?
Do you have nothing better to do than harass a minor for 2 years, say slurs in ERP with minors? I can play this game too, Clay.
It's really getting to me, man. That's... And another thing, if I was like an actual freak, I wouldn't have the friends I still have to this day.
Went over this already.
Or like minors in the community. I don't fuck with them.
Never said you did. Said you ERP'd with one person in specific.
The whole quote-unquote ERP shit. It wasn't even ERP. It wasn't. Because it didn't go that far.
Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. We already went over this, and I pointed out how you provided no evidence. Keep up.
I can literally read out what my supposed grooming victims have said to me.
That's cool. I already acknowledged that your victims don't care about what you did. Doesn't make it any less wrong. Keep up.
Fucking Diamond Legends too. Because they're on his...
This is where I'm gonna actually tell you to shut the fuck up and keep my friend's name out your mouth. Diamond barely had anything to do with this. Don't get them caught in your little game. They only stepped in when your goons started being assholes and gaslighting me. Keep the blame on me and Serryn, Clay. Stop trying to tear down other people.
On his side, Mr. Weather is on his side too. Safe to say he's never being featured in a future episode of Radio Reviews ever fucking again.
Yeah, go and send your fans to harass people who barely had shit to do with this because they form their own opinion? They're on my side? Man, if I did this same shit, I'd be made out to be the bad guy. Imagine if I sent people to harass Phoenix or Radio because they're on your side. P.S. Nobody cares about your episode of Radio Reviews. Keep up, bro.
Thought he would believe somebody as low as him for...
Whoa, what do you mean by that, Clay? I'm not getting good vibes from the guy who spammed nigger in Phoenix's server.
No proof was made. Not behind the scenes, not in the servers, anything. All it was a bunch of repeated bullshit that was taken out of context.
I swear to God, you just said this a few minutes ago, Clay. Keep up, man.
Apparently made the video yesterday. I didn't watch it because I already know it's full of the bullshit evidence that he is compiled just...
Not only did I not make a video the day before your stream, the fact that you said you didn't watch it proves that even if there was a video, you wouldn't care about presenting both sides of the story to your audience when we've done the courtesy of doing that to you by showing your stream in this video.
To compare me to Sarunia, Easy West, RMWX, who are actual predators by...
Never did this once. I said your apology in May was like RMWX's, and your goon asked why anyone should take me seriously. So I brought up the fact that I exposed Sarunia, West, and RMWX for pedophilia before.
Complete and utter slander of my fucking name. That's not who I am. Come on, man.
Oh, it's the baby crying again. I wasn't even crying when MSW and your fans leaked my information and put my family in danger. Grow the fuck up, Clay.
I don't groom 12-year-olds. I don't have child porn on my computer.
Never accuse you of any of that, especially not the CP and the 12-year-old shit. I only said it was groomer-like.
Oh, please, Serryn, go fuck yourself. You're just as bad in this situation because you, along with Nova, are literally fucking slandering me.
Hang on, why not present what Serryn said instead of having your mods ban him?
Like, I wish there was a more peaceful way to resolve this, but there isn't.
I wasn't gonna make this video until fucking November. I had other shit I needed to focus on, like the aforementioned Sarunia shit. But again, you forced my hand.
Not the only one backing up my claim here. A lot of other people are backing me up because I've showed them the proof. I showed that to them.
Show it to your audience then, not your fucking...
But to flat out call me those heinous names, for something that is literally not even close to what RMWX, Serryn, or Easy West did?
Never compared you to any of them. You also still haven't shown the evidence of the ERP not going that far.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Eagle-Eyed. You saw the two pieces.
Why the hell do you care about what Eagle Eye said? Show your counter evidence.
Victims defending me too, including the one that RMWX unfortunately groomed, which...
Okay, here's where we'll show our evidence to disprove this. Astra said to Serryn that she didn't want to be on anyone's side. She said that she was just disappointed that we compared Clay to RMWX, which Serryn showed her that, in fact, never happened. We compared his apology to RMWX. Adding on to this, Astra, the victim of RMWX that Clay is presenting around so much, said herself that she doesn't agree with what Clay did and agrees that it was weird and deserves to be brought to light. She isn't on anyone's side in particular at the time of scripting, which I do.
Which, by the way, RMWX, terrible person. Absolutely fucking terrible. Like, what the fuck he did was just...
No shit, Sherlock. Why do you think me and Ohio made our videos on him? Keep up and keep on topic.
I'm so glad. Because that person drove me to suicide when I first joined the community, drove me to self-harm, constantly stalked me and cyberbullied me and my...
While I do sympathize with self-harm since I've done it before while also attempting suicide in the past, I don't appreciate you using that and RMWX to throw yourself a pity party. We all know RMWX is a terrible person. I would love if you focused on presenting your so-called evidence.
It was weird. I get that. I get that. I'm not denying that.
You admit that what you did was weird. Why not just apologize for it? I promise your fan base that you're going to do better while also showing the evidence that you aren't a pedophile. Literally, if you did that, this whole drama wouldn't have happened. Your fans would have continued supporting you. I wouldn't have been doxxed and racially profiled. But nah, you had to throw yourself a pity party. Serryn apologized for her racism, and she was forgiven by her friends and supporters. You're ClayRanger143? I don't care. You're ClayRanger, way more popular than Serryn could ever be. Even if you said, Noah's right, I ERP'd with X, it was illegal, I don't care, your fan base would still support you for epically
to tweet about the NASCAR race because they would attack me and call me the fucking P word repeatedly on every tweet that I make.
I made one tweet on a tweet about your car. And that was a ratio calling you out for something you admitted that was weird. You then blocked me and I made a tweet saying, I own this borderline pedophile, WRL. While you might think this is a self-own since I claim that I never called him a pedophile, but this remains true. By borderline pedophile, I mean what you did was pedophilic. I've said that time and time again and I'll say it again. X was under the age of consent for his stay and you were over it. Nobody harassed you, and if they did, why didn't you ever tell me or provide the evidence? I apologize for something that I wasn't even sure was truthful. The least you could do is not lie about me.
That I said and unfortunately mislabeled. I know.
Not our fault you mislabeled it. You didn't even mislabel it anyway. You changed your story. But whatever. Also, didn't I hear the same ramble a few minutes ago? The whole we don't have proof thing? We've already shown our evidence, yet you haven't shown a single screenshot.
Look bad, but I told you the context of it. The victim that I say victim in quotes, by the way, because they're not a fucking victim. They even said so, that I am not a victim of or they're not a victim of me. You know what I mean?
Tripping up a lot there, huh? Anyways, yes, you are correct. They did say that they were not a victim, but they also didn't corroborate your story that all you guys did was kiss and have romantic roleplay or some shit like that. They just said that they didn't want to be involved and that they aren't a victim. If they showed evidence of your side, of the story, then fucking show it on stream. I don't know, maybe not go on rambles.
A year and a half ago, and it didn't go that far because I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to for this specific reason, because I had a feeling it would be taken out of context, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
I think I said this before, but you didn't want it to go that far because you thought someone would take it out of context? Not because it was immoral, not because the age gap. Plus, if it was what you say it was, how could you take furries kissing out of context? It's still weird either way, actual sexual roleplay or just kissing roleplay, but your case would have so much more backing.
Now, he is accusing me of having a sexual relationship with Makoto, or formerly Ravenfeather. That is also not true.
For once, Clay is right. Makoto and Clay never had a sexual relationship. I also never said that. I said their relationship, which I even told Clay I meant by friendship, since relationship doesn't always mean dating, was very weird and sexual in nature, due to the jokes being very sexual, and the friendship being very groomerish in my opinion, due to the fact that it's been going on for years, and he even became friends with Makoto's parents, which is what groomers do, literally by the definition of grooming. Again, this is why I called your behavior pedophilic and groomerish. I never outright called you a groomer.
Because we are best friends. What motive do I have for that?
What motive do you have? I don't know, Clay, when you talk about Virginia's age of consent laws and how they would allow for you to have sex with Makoto, which isn't even fucking true, by the way, we covered this already, while also saying that you aren't weirded out and are okay with Makoto's feelings for you, which you knew were sexual in nature due to how much you guys initiated the sex jokes. It leads for someone to believe, hold on, Clay might have some ulterior motives. But since I never had concrete evidence of an ulterior motive, I never made the Makoto situation the main focus. Just put it there as food for thought.
I have witnesses that can confirm that nothing happened.
Never said anything happened. What do you want?
Jesus Christ! Like, what kind of person do you think I am?
A weird, rude, racist, and immature person who's incredibly irresponsible about our minors.
I did. I would have been gone long ago. But I'm not. I'm still fucking here.
And so am I. What does that prove? We both have loyal audiences.
And he just now brought it up on the 19th of October when the Kaito KA-110 episode was out. And he did it again! When the Solar Crank episode came out, he went at it again.
Oh my god, dude, I don't even know what a Solar Crank is, nor a E21, whatever the fuck. I don't subscribe to your channel or watch your content. I don't like you. Again, this isn't for clout. I've lost subscribers and money from this situation and probably continue to do so in the future. I don't care about clout. I only brought up your antics to Radio's mod team after Serryn, after Saturn, one of your goons, exposed you for saying the hard R in Phoenix's server. I made the ratio tweet on a whim and almost didn't want to do it in the first place, but did it anyway because 1, people needed to know, 2, in my head it would be funny to see the guy who you've hated since quarantine ratio you. So maybe call me an asshole for that. I won't argue with you.
I know it, but it wasn't pedophilic, nor sexual.
Stop going in circles and show the evidence that it wasn't sexual. Show the ERP group chat you were in.
Yeah, it looks weird, but is it illegal? No!
I'm gonna cut you off before you scream no into the mic. According to justice.gov, it says obscene material being sent to minors is against the law. Want to know what counts as obscene? Talking about a minor describing how they shoved a phallic object up their ass as a remember this joke, or saying wait till you're 18. ERP with a minor is also illegal as depicting a situation where an adult and a minor are having a sexual or romantic relationship. It's very obscene.
That's like saying that it's illegal for a comedian to make fun of 9/11 or some shit like that.
What? How is you saying a wait till you're 18 joke even comparable to a 9/11 joke? The situations are completely different.
Public, when my supposed quote-unquote victims wanted it to be private.
Already addressed this. Keep up.
I am. I have proof and people to back me up.
When will he show it?
I really, really wish there was a better way to resolve this.
There was. You taking accountability. Making a stream where you provide no evidence isn't taking accountability. Sure, you admit the ERP was weird, but then you go on to make excuses such as, it's not illegal, which is false, or it's just kissing. Doesn't sound like you're holding yourself accountable very much, does it?
The proof is in the fucking chat.
Oh, word, it is. Finally, what I've been waiting for. Oh, wait, the stream's over. Live chat is disabled and the proof wasn't shown on stream. Bummer.
They literally went in there and stood up for me. That says a lot.
Not really when your defender refused to elaborate or back up your story, only saying that you aren't a groomer and that they aren't a victim.
Themselves. That they weren't going to press charges or anything.
You're right. Me and your victim said we wouldn't press charges. Why are you saying it like we did?
Because nothing fucking went that far.
Pass the evidence, baby. Pass me that evidence, please.
By the way, if y'all are calling me like EDP 445 and shit like that, just stop. Just fucking.
How about you stop pulling shit out of your ass, because that never happened? That was something your own fans accused us of.
This is the kind of lunatics I'm dealing with here.
What do you mean by that?
EDP 445 and shit like that when I'm nowhere near that. You see what kind of lunatics I'm dealing with here?
I tried to present my side of the story in the chat long before this point in the stream, but when I did, I got blocked and couldn't comment. Serryn did as well. How could we possibly call you EDP 445? Keep up, Clay.
You see these lunatics? Yeah, I already know he put a post about me. That's why I am speaking.
Address my point then? I literally said that we never accused you of liking 12-year-olds or having CP. Keep up, Clay.
I know he has alts.
I don't? I have 2 channels. Synthwave, which I never use, it's just a back. King Z usually only upload gaming videos or just watch YouTube. None of those channels were in chat.
Things about me, then that's when I'll fucking fight.
And I'll fight back. Shit.
True. But I was also afraid that I would, people would just straight up believe them.
Damn near everyone who saw that tweet asked me for evidence. They only supported me after I gave the evidence that we included in this video, that you and your fans tried to destroy.
Like I said, do not harass Nova for this. They may have harassed me and my friends enough, but don't do it back to them.
Not only is that a lie, but don't you think it's a little bit too late in the stream to say that? Only one person I quote-unquote harassed is you. All I said was that you're a borderline pedophile and ratioed you. That isn't harassment.
They must be fucking alts of them.
They aren't my alts. Imagine if I said this shit about you. Imagine if I said all the people calling me racist shit were Clay alts. I'd look stupid, right? So why can you do it?
Basically, Tribal, it basically proves that they said themselves that I did not do any of this to them.
Keep up. Stop contradicting yourself.
And the fact that, by the way, the grooming victim of RMWX is in this chat right now.
Keep up.
Wait, someone deleted my evidence folder, or... No worries. Good thing I have backup of that too.
So instead of addressing your fans harassing me and sending me porn in my evidence doc, you say you have backups.
Nova's evidence folder just got raided. Oh my god. Wow. Holy shit, it's gone. What the hell? Who did that? Okay, I need to know who did that. That is fucking... Okay, that is gold. That is comedy gold. Who did this? Who? Oh my god.
Man, here I thought you were actually going to defend me for once, but nope. Apparently, sending porn to minors and doxing them is comedy gold, and you need to find the perpetrator.
That I just want to clarify. And it's about Diamond Legends. He's not one of the people that actually called me the P word for word. The only person who did that was Nova.
Not only is it not true that I called you a predator, what the fuck does Diamond have to do with this? Yeah, send your fans to harass them as well.
I would never do anything like this. And I didn't ask anybody to wipe that folder either.
You congratulated it and wanted to know who did it. Way to praise doxing and sending porn to minors.
They know I didn't do this. There's proof that they said I didn't do this.
No, there isn't, because we never said that. So this is the sort of extra note section of the video where we'll talk about some extra might be of note to the video. And claim we're defending him is actually completely false. Clay liked to use this sort of chess piece to back him up, but he never really cared to address this so-called grooming victim by their proper name. I say so-called because, not that I'm denying what happened to this person happened. I know what happened. I was there for the investigation. I'm just saying so-called because, well, as we'll see in a bit, they're not actually on Clay's side. So, the girl who Clay neglected to mention, who I'll mention because that's fucking proper courtesy, is Astra. However, he only referred to her as the girl who RMWX groomed. While in my opinion this speaks volumes of what type of person Clay is, this video isn't supposed to be opinion dominated, so let's get back onto the main point. As you've seen in the screenshots, Astra never said that she was on anyone's side, especially not Clay's. In fact, word for word, she said, and I quote, "I'm not defending him either. I'm not on anyone's side. Some of the things he did were like super fucking weird, and I agree that it needs to be talked about." This is literally from the DMs with Astra herself. Again, the only reason she had a major issue with us is because she thought we compared Clay to RMWX, which we didn't, and told her as such. The fact that Clay had to lie about the reasons that Astra was on his side, and I say that with heavy quotes since, like I said, she wasn't, is quite disgusting in my opinion. Using the fact that someone literally had their fucking childhood and innocence taken away and taken advantage of by someone who clearly shouldn't have done that is fucking disgusting. I don't care if you side with me and hate Clay or if you side with Clay and hate me. Objectively, that's just disgusting. It really is, to fucking use a grooming situation like that. It gets even more disgusting when you find out that not just one victim of grooming finds Clay's actions disgusting, but another, an unfortunate grooming victim and also good friend of mine who you've probably known for a bit under a different name, named Sleepy Farm Guy, was actually the person who Cole EAS unfortunately groomed back in around 2020. This all happened when they were under the Final Road name, which is probably what most people know them as from the situation, since that's what Harvester referred to them as at the time of the video. And Sleepy actually reached out to us and gave their view on the Clay situation, agreeing with us that Clay is very fucking weird. We asked if we could use that in this video since, you know, we actually care about giving a voice to grooming victims and not twisting their words to fit our narrative. And they said they didn't mind, even sending over a voice recording that I'll now let you listen to. So without further ado, take it away, Sleepy.
Hi, my name's Sleepy Farm Guy. I was groomed by this guy called Cole EAS back in 2020. And I'm here to say that basically, from my point of view, Cole is just like ClayRanger. They both try to do ERP. They're both extremely manipulative. They abuse their power in order to get what they want. They both said that they were in a dark place while doing it and used it as justification and an excuse for doing it. And they both completely avoid the blame for a while. They are, from my point of view, almost exactly the same as each other. And you should not trust them.
So after hearing that and taking in a few other things that Sleepy said outside of this into consideration, it pisses me off. This situation just pisses me off just a little bit more, because Clay and his posse claim to want to bring the voices of victims to light, as they tried to give that impression when they brought up Astra, X, and Makoto all being on Clay's side. But as is common in these type of situations, they don't really mean that. Sleepy was a moderator for the Phoenix Fire's Discord server for over 3 years, if I'm remembering correctly. One time back in early October, if I'm remembering correctly, Sleepy sent me a screenshot of the moderation team talking about me behind my back when I brought up the Serryn pedophile evidence that I had. Because I guess pedophile apologism is a trend in this community. And according to Sleepy, they accidentally sent that screenshot to a group chat that he shared with Radioactive Girl 00. And so in response to this, when the Clay situation was brought to light, a separate fucking conference chat was made specifically to exclude Sleepy, as well as later on, which we found out at the time of me recording this, ban Sleepy from the server. Now, to my knowledge, that was the only time Sleepy ever leaked staff chat, and they did because a whole bunch of people were shit-talking a friend and apologizing for pedophilia and trying to make me out to be the bad guy for exposing it. Now, maybe it isn't a coincidence that they ban an actual grooming victim when there's a situation regarding the allegations of misconduct with minors on one of the biggest names in the community. It's almost like they knew Sleepy would either expose their corruption or make valid points against Clay. I don't know, maybe I'm an Alex Jones conspiracy theorist, but that doesn't sound like just a coincidence to me. What makes this situation even worse, though, is that Saturn Storm, formerly known as Ghost Grid and now known as Trifrost Grid or Three Frost Grid, whatever the fuck, is still a moderator. Now, if you don't know why this is significant, well, it's because over the past week, this man, who is 26 years old, by the way, a literal college graduate, has been harassing me and Serryn in every mutual group chat we've had after the Clay stuff came out. He's also taken to Twitter to make alts and harass us with as well. While I can't concretely confirm some of the alts are his, such as Quandale Man and Germany. Not fucking... Fuck! Okay. Quandale Man and Germany. While I can't concretely confirm that some of the alts are his, such as one named Quandale Man and one named Jeremy, I cannot confirm that they're Saturn Storm himself. The fact that Saturn Storm has been going around dropping the evidence doc to anyone he sees in a way to, push them away from our side and to support Clay, which is exactly what the Quandale Dingle fucking alt did, that leaves no doubt in my mind that Saturn or Frost Grid is behind this account. The other account, Jeremy, while I cannot confirm that this is Saturn, the fact that it was made after the Quandale Dingle one replied to us and, we fucking clowned on it, leaves no doubt in my mind that it's Saturn. Especially since they use the excuse that the page for the character of Kokahama on the wiki site had my legal name on it in the past to justify my doxing. Not only is that page something that up until now nobody in the community fucking remembered, the fact that Saturn is one of the people in the community who still calls Coca by its former name instead of Kokahama, like I renamed them to, and that all just so happens to be using that as an excuse leaves no doubt in my mind that it's Saturn. Especially since I don't even own that wiki page. Even if I wanted to remove like everything, I can't because I'm not a moderator. I can't just fucking delete the page. And I don't know any of the moderators of the wiki page since, like I said, nobody fucking remembers the wiki page. Anyways, the only alt that I can prove is Serryn definitively is this alt called TrollDs. Since not only does it have the same vernacular as Serryn, the account only seems to be active when Serryn wants to say something that would look bad or silly if he did it on his main. As seen when he sent me a tweet about some dumbass fucking Andrew Tate-esque manosphere guy saying grown men shouldn't watch cartoons. And on that same day, directly after, the TrollDs account replied to it with a whole essay using Serryn's same exact talking style. Serryn is also a very staunch defender of Clay, as you've seen in the screenshots of him harassing me and Serryn in the group chats. I don't think at this point it's a coincidence to say that the guy who harasses and doxes minors, but also supports Clay, hasn't been banned, but the guy who exposed Clay's friend's corruption and two-sidedness has. I mean, maybe some people use the argument that it's just a big coincidence I'm making huge leaps in logic, but at this point, I don't care. It's fucking suspicious either way and still really irresponsible of the Phoenix mod team and just Clay and his supporters in general.
Okay, I'm doing this without a script and I have a terrible stutter issue. It's a speech impediment, so please keep in mind and bear with me here. I'm gonna continue with the Ghost Grid shit. Basically, Ghost Grid was using, mutual group chats, even the Easy West, locker room to kind of attack me, I guess, annoy me, and I got Mr. Weather, who was still in contact with, Serryn at the time, for, you know, obvious reasons. He was debating with him about the whole Clay shit. I asked Mr. Weather to ask him to, like, you know, quit because it's borderline harassment. And then after that, he did not stop. It was like, after that, he did not stop. So legally right now, I can literally email Discord right now and say that, hey, I'm opening a court case. I'm going to start charging this guy for harassment. Can you please give me his information so I can contact him with my lawyers? And I could fucking press charges. Like, I'm hoping you guys understand this. Because unlike Clay, unlike the entire Clay situation, I can press charges on Saturn Way. I can press charges on fucking Trifrost Grid or whoever the fuck it is. I am legally allowed to do that now. But on the Clay shit, he recently made a Google Doc including the Bidenberger raid, which I'm just gonna completely level out right here, right fucking now. He ended up including the Bidenberger raid. It was an ongoing kind of controlled raid where it was technically quote unquote at war with another server. I cannot say which server it is at this time because I completely fucking forgot. And that's why that whole free Serryn thing even existed. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, it was essentially a controlled raid to kind of test their moderators. I don't understand it. I don't understand any part of this. Like, I don't know where this guy's claims are coming from, but it does not make sense to me. Alright, so I'm just gonna fucking continue. I'm gonna stay on track because that actually brought me down a little bit. This was supposed to be the end of the video, and it is, but a separate video will be made on the Google Doc that ClayRanger released on us. And it's really, really funny because it's shit we have already gone through on this video, except for some extra fucking shit that, you know, I'm gonna leave out in this video. Yeah. That's really it. This has been Serryn, and I guess I hope you have a good day. I don't know. If you're ClayRanger, You're probably not, but I do wish you a good day. Goodbye, man. I don't know how to end these videos, man. But, like I said, we will not stop. We will not stop until this guy gives up and leaves the community. Because this guy does not deserve to be in the community. I know at first we were only trying to show the cold hard truth, but ever since he made the stream, priorities have fucking changed greatly. This has been Serryn, and thank you for watching.